What up, everybody? This is Black Otaku here with another Sly Cooper video. As you know, I've been thinking for a while now, and it's less about Sly 5 and more about Penelope's betrayal. The fact is, it just doesn't make that much sense. Don't get me wrong, I kind of like the idea, but at the same time, it's like it was such a low blow to do to Penelope like that. Anyway, though. The question is, some of the stuff from the previous game, Sly, in Sly 4 and Sly 3 don't add up. Like, how could Penelope actually get jealous of Sly when the fact is he hasn't been active? Or at least that's what we're led to believe in Sly, in Sly 4's beginning. We're led to believe that he's been with Carmelita most of the time. And judging by Carmelita, she's even said that she's been keeping a close eye on him and even notices his changes in behavior. Even when Sly kind of backs it up by saying that despite not being active, he still gets the old itch to try to steal stuff again. And you can't really ignore that. But here's what the things I just don't get. How could she hate Sly? When in Sly 3, when they first met, she had a crush on the guy, and a lot of people seem to overlook it. And it's like, seriously, you were already drooling over Sly, like when you first met him, and then you finally realize that Bentley's probably a better match for you. Even Bentley kind of, he's like, despite how he is, but I hate to say it, but Bentley pretty much may be smart and everything, but he definitely told the truth about Sly. He's like, well, Sly's a great guy and all, but he's not that smart. And I will admit, there have been some moments where Sly kind of just, like, not to offend any blondes, but he definitely had a blonde moment or a derb moment or a brain fart in some of these missions, like, especially the ones that involve Carmelita. And I hate to say it, but if it had not been for that whole issue, he might have gotten out of that mission or situation a lot easier. I'm not saying leave Carmelita to die. I'm just saying, be smart about it. That's all I'm saying. But to be honest, the next thing I want to bring up about Penelope is, if Sly's has not been active, how could you get jealous or say you've been fooled by Sly's honorable thief nonsense if he hasn't been around Bentley very much? Even at the beginning of Sly 4, he shows up to Sly unannounced to explain the whole situation. But before those events even happened, she disappeared. I think there's something different going on here. I think La Paradox made a threat, and that threat must have affected her in some way, as in she doesn't want something bad to happen to Bentley, or doesn't want anybody to know about what she's done or who or what happened. I mean, why else go with that plan? Because none of the reasons for her leaving Bentley to pursue this, to even do something so bad, makes any sense, unless she was forced to do it, or she didn't have a choice in the matter. So that's pretty much what I'm bringing up here, and there's no possible way she could just leave. I mean, just leave and just build a paradox, a time machine. Not to mention, there's something else I want to also bring up that revolves in Sly 5. I don't want to talk about just Penelope through this whole video. But like I was saying, Sly 5 concerns me a bit. And how Sly gonna get back? What will the story be about? Will we bump into, will my theory about clockwork body switching be true? I'm just saying it would be kind of a retcon, or kind of a theory. That theory was a little bit out there, but it makes you think. And there's a lot of stuff about it. It's just, I believe that the fact is, we know Penelope escaped from her prison cell and has been sending cryptic messages to Bentley. And we don't really know like what she might have in store. Like maybe she snuck into his lab and took something very important, which could explain why she sent a postcard and a picture of the lab with her logo on it. And think about this, maybe she took the DNA tracker. I mean, they could just use that to try to find Sly. Or better yet, Sly might do something even smarter than that. He might just, I know the book didn't I know the Devious Raccoonist didn't exist yet, as in we don't even know which sliding common he's gonna meet. He could meet the first one, the second one, or the third, for all we know. I mean, think about it. What if they got like half the, like a good amount of the book, their section of the book written, and what if they just, I don't know, what if Sly just wrote a cryptic message or put something in Morse code or Braille type way of communicating, or found some other way to contact Bentley and his buddies to let them know that he's in ancient Egypt and he needs help and he needs to get out of there like ASAP. Or I thought of another theory, but what if it's not? What if him going through that time portal caused a weird shift in his body? Like he's not just in ancient Egypt. What if he just keeps shifting from time period to time period, back and forth like an infinite loop? I mean, he's like, at the end of the fourth game, they did say something about the time vortex being a little unstable, which could explain how he ended up in ancient Egypt in the first place. It's a little strange, but you never know. You never know. I mean, it's a Sly Cooper after all. They can completely change everything for Sly 5. And as for the people that really want a, I don't know, reboot game like they did with Ratchet and Clank, I kind of don't want a reboot game because it'll kind of be a middle finger to all the Sly fans that were just waiting on Sly 5. And we just want to conclude the story, or at least get him out of there and start up start another, adventure. There's just so much stuff that we really want. I mean, I'm not saying the reboot game's not a bad idea. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying can we just finish the story, finish this story first, then wait maybe a year or two and then do a reboot game? Because it looks like the Sly movie isn't coming out for a while. People kept saying 2017, but we're not so sure anymore. And I think that's it. That's all I really wanted to talk about for Sly 5. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. In a couple of days I might be doing another video based on Sly, or I might just say something about the whole Sonic Mania and the Sonic Forces thing. By the way, I am absolutely shocked by. I can't believe he finally got a name for that, and I'm really looking forward to 2017 holiday and Sonic Mania, but mostly Sonic Forces. I'm Black Otaku, and see you next time.